welcome to our Lagoon 2017 450F, new on the market. I'm Thomas. This is Carol behind the camera. I am going to take you a tour of the exterior of the boat and go over some of the great details of it, and then Carol will do the interior for you. So let's start here up at the bow. The most important feature of any boat is the anchoring system. We have a brand new half-inch galvanized steel, 275 feet, with a Rockna 40-kilogram anchor with a swivel and a M2 Mantis bridle hook and bridle system. We installed a Code Zero with a sombrello in 2023. It has an FX 4000 furling system on it. As you can see where I'm standing on right now, we have these beautiful black trampolines. These were installed in 2023. By the way, too, is all the lines. These are Dyneema lines. With our windlass, we have a quick windlass, 1700 watts. Has a new motor in it. And if you come behind here, it has also access to the locker itself. So I am standing actually on our front cockpit. Underneath me here is an 11K O9 generator. But the great thing about this is the easy access to it and the ample room space that you have to do any work or maintenance. Another nice feature of this boat, it has a lever right here where you can switch from starboard or port for the fuel source. And all electronics for the windlass is also located easily right here in the front of the cabinet. And then up here is a fender locker. Your remote control for your windlass is located in here. Fenders, storage here, storage throughout, and also storage on this side. As you can see, there's this hose right here. And what's great about this, it has a washdown system right here. You can easily just pop it in, pump turns on, and then if you're any conditions where you get a lot of mud on your chain, you can hose it off as it comes up. So up here we have two lockers, both identical on both sides, where you can store all your fenders, your sails. As you can see, there's fenders in here now.
It can also be converted into a crew quarters.
And if you come down here through the tramp, you actually have a porthole if you do have a guest that stays in there. As traditional with most catamarans, we call these our dolphin seats. Nice thing about the later models is they took the teak and they put starboard, so very little maintenance required.
And they're great to sit on the corner when you're on the move and the dolphins come to play, and they just ride your bow for like 20 minutes. So that's what we use them for.
One thing Lagoon's known for, very wide hulls, so there's plenty of room. One feature about the Lagoon that drew us to it many years ago. So one thing is we love the Lagoon so much. This is our second one. And one thing is the safety features. And one thing that we really loved about this is the continuous handrails. So as you walk, you always gonna have a hand on something. Is that there's always 3 points of contact, 2 feet and 1 hand. So you can see as you can walk, you have continuous access to a grab rail. Even coming up to the Flybridge. All right, and as we go up to the enclosed Flybridge, take note of the upgraded hardtop. This is one feature that we had on both our boats, and it's a must. Besides obviously having the sturdiness and the safety features of staying out of the weather and having something solid there, it also gives you the opportunity to walk up the stairs and have somebody deal with the mainsail if need be. It gives you a nice platform to work on, and it made things a lot easier on the sailboat. So as you come up here, you'll notice the foot pedals here. So every single winch on this boat, it has 2-speed Harken winches. On the ends are 60, and the one in the middle here is a 50. You have a fast speed and a slow speed. So another little nice feature is it has a 12-volt outlet up here, so you can keep all your devices charged at all times. You got storage space for your lines. And then as you can see, we have isinglass full enclosures. Then you have 3 sections on the front. As you can tell, we have them all 3 rolled up. On passages, we usually have 2 down and 1 up. Sometimes we have all 3 down. Um, and it's great because it keeps you dry on those rainy days. As you can see on the back here, we have our sunbrella sunshade. We've done this on both our boats now. One nice thing is we learned to put a zipper in the middle to keep it open when not in use, so it gives you easy access to the cockpit roof. So you can see here we have it's a B&G system. This is your 12-inch chart plotter. So in 2023, we did a major electronics upgrade. So we put a new chart plotter in, the Zeus 3. We put a new Halo 20 radar. And also the wind instrument on top is the newest, latest I think it's the 608. And what that means for you is that, fortunately, I've learned a lot about B&G, and what it did was it took the grains of the network off the top of the mast and brought it down into the nav station. So if you ever had any issues with it, you don't have to go to the top of the mast to solve the problem. I cannot tell you how how big of an upgrade that is. As you'll see here, you're wondering what this little joystick is. This is probably one of the most unique features of this boat. This is our bow thruster. The bow thruster is located in the starboard forward hull. It's not an aftermarket. This actually was installed at the factory. Um, it's amazing how many times in tight situations, especially when the winds get you and cross you in a marina, how much this has come in handy. This is probably one of the features that when we bought the boat, I thought, oh, that's nice, kind of nice slipstick. But I will tell you, this has saved us more times than not. You see here is our quick anchor counter. It's integrated with the windlass, so it tells you when you turn the engines on, it turns on the windlass, and it will display how much chain you have out. Everything's in feet, and if you are a European or somebody outside the U.S., everything can be transferred back over to metrics. And this is our little autopilot. The nice thing about the Zeus 3 is you can use this, or also on the chart plotter itself, it'll have a integrated bar on the side, and you can literally do the autopilot on the chart plotter itself. Once we go down and talk about the engines, one thing that in 2017 they did is they upgraded the engines to electronic controls. What that gave you to do is we were able to put an EMC controller on the engines, and what that does is gives you full digital display of all your instruments for the engines. Everything from water temperature, RPM, rate of burn of fuel, engine hours, water, oil temperatures, everything that's capable in the engines is displayed up here on the display itself. Thing is, as you can tell by with the cover always being used for 2017, the leather on this is almost like brand new. You see, we have your port, starboard, Yanmar engine controls, and to the left you have your bilge switches. Over here is your throttles. They're basic throttles. For 2017, these are is practically almost as new as possible. One nice feature on the 450 on the F model is we have this giant access hatch. Um, does 2 purposes. One, gives you great ventilation in the cockpit, brings in a lot of breeze in there. And also, too, the second part is when you're at the helm station and you're docking, it gives you a great visibility of the port sugar scoop. It's a great feature and one that I honestly cannot live without. You see behind me here is part of our solar system. We have more down on the davits itself, but while I'm here, I will tell you, these are 330 watts a piece. There's 3 of them. Each individual one is controlled individually by an MPPT 15030 Victron smart controller. And what the smart means is everything's done on Bluetooth and it's done directly from your phone anywhere you are. What I love about that and what is different than most is I can individually monitor each panel. And if I have any issues, I can shut just the one panel off and work on it without disrupting the output of the other two. This is probably the number one feature about this boat that we have loved over the years. Besides having the space for a couple or a family on passages where you could spread out, have some room, have some space, and having the 360 view of everything around you. When you're coming into a dock, or if you're out sailing the world, one nice thing I always do not take for granted and notice on a lot of our friends' catamarans is the incredible visibility we have. We could see any issue well before we have to even deal with it. On this helm station, we have had 6 adults on this boat at one time, and all 6 of us have sat up here comfortably under sail down in the Lesser Antilles. It gives you a constant breeze. If you're ever hot downstairs, you just come up here with a pillow, throw it in the corner, and it's like you have Mother Nature's AC blowing on you.
And the one thing that I love, as a couple cruising full-time cruising couple is that when we're up here on passage, we can spread out all of our stuff. It's so comfortable. Have our life jackets, we have all of our electronics, water, everything that we need, we have up here. And we can lay down, like Thomas will sometimes lay down and take a nap while I'm on watch. It makes it extremely comfortable to make long passages on this boat. We love our Flybridge.
As many of the lines we have upgraded. They're all Dyneema core, from Reef 1 to the new Code 0 to our halyard line and also our downhaul line. Many of these lines have been recently. I think we did them 6 months ago. We got them through West Marine. They're New England Dyneema. It's a quality line and no expense. Once again, who is not spared on those. Once again, you have another big sturdy grab rail. All right, so coming down the stairs of the helm station, you have the easy access down into the cockpit. But there's another feature that is unique on our 450F. Once again, as you come down, you have grab rails all the way around. But this was a nice feature that was installed by the original owner in France. I have not seen this on many other 450s. This is on the steps going down into the onto the stern. It's solid stainless steel, and what that gives you is it just gives you that reinforcement on rough seas if you need to come down. That it gives you the peace of mind that you are secure and safe on the boat. All right, as we come down, you can see we have our shore power. Nice feature on the 450 is they split it between the AC units and then your house bank for your batteries, your electricity, running everything else on the boat. So one feature we do is with all the solar we have, a lot of the marinas, we do not need to use the shore power to charge the batteries in a marina. But in a marina, you love to have the AC, and so we can just dedicate it directly to the AC unit. So it uses a little less power. All right, so what I'm standing on right now is one of the 2 Yanmar JH57s. You have one on port, you have one on starboard. Another feature when I was looking for our first catamaran was the accessibility to the actual engine itself. I've had literally 3 somewhat large gentlemen in there working on it at the same time. You'll see in the pictures provided below, you can see how large and accessible it is. One nice feature that Lagoon does is they put storage space above it with sound dampening material on the bottom side, so it keeps it super quiet. As we go across the stern, Another nice thing is you see the width and openness that you have to walk through. There's nothing in your way. We bought this in St. Augustine, and it's one of the top end line. It has a temperature gauge on it and also a tempered glass viewing screen, so you don't need to open to take a look in there. And as you come back here, you see the davit system. You see the davits. We have 2 solar panels on top of the davit. They're 360 watts apiece. Frankly, these are my workhorses. As you can tell, they're slightly angled about maybe 10 degrees. And what that does, it gives you that late afternoon sunlight when a lot of other people start losing the full output or input of their solar. This thing will give me, some days will give me close to 2 kilowatts of power in a day. If you look down here, you'll see it's the high field. It's the 360 center console. It's a 2017 with a 20 horse Honda 4-stroke outboard.
And it has the 2 lockers in the front, which are great for gas and anchors, as well as additional seating. We love our dinghy.
You also have a grab rail here. This is our solar support here. Above it is we installed this umbrella shade for the late afternoon sun, as it usually, like I said before, as it usually sets behind the boat to block out the sun until the actual sunset starts, and then we roll it up. You'll see here we have, once again, a dual power, a 2-speed Harken winch to raise and lower the dinghy. So it takes all the stress and all the effort out of raising and lowering that dinghy. Probably, maybe, perhaps the most unique is that we have a passerelle. It is electronic, hydraulically controlled. We have a control panel here. In any marina, you usually need to get some type of stepping or a board to get on and off the boat. The passerelle obviously lowers, it raises, and extends out to, I believe it's about 15 feet. As it extends out, it has a railing that pops up. It's stainless steel with teak on it. And what we have noticed is we are definitely the envy of the marinas that we go to.
And we also love the remote, because we take the remote with us when we go, and we can raise the passerelle up so no one can board our boat. And then we just lower it as we approach the boat. So that's a really cool feature.
So the last part that I will be going over is the cockpit. Once again, when you come down, you have this solid steel railing with this giant handle. You'll end up loving this handle on many, many passages. It's another great safety feature on it. As you come in, if you notice, you see it has full custom enclosures.
Including the stairwells.
As you come in, you see it has the custom teak flooring. Currently, we have our cocktail table out. Another beautiful thing that Lagoon gives you is 3 table options on this boat. You have a cocktail table, you have a full table, and then up here, behind here is another full-size fiberglass table that a lot of people will take out the cocktail table and put this on there, especially when they have guests aboard. Once again, you see the hatch up here for the great ventilation. One feature that will be staying with the boat is this large igloo cooler. Underneath here, you'll see that this is where our propane is. It can hold 2 full bottles. Obviously, you have storage up here. This is a utilitarian drawer. This is actually was a fish box. I use it for my cleaning products. You have your trash can here and your door down here. One thing that we've always noticed with a bunch of different models, and this is the debate, is the trash inside, the trash outside. Me being a Floridian and living and growing with bugs, I always felt it was more important to keep the trash outside. It's easy accessible. You have the slide open window so you can still cook and prep and put your trash here. Side of the cockpit, You see these two doors here. One door here is for storage. This is where I keep extra lines. This side here is our outside cockpit refrigerator. You can see it's light, it's lit. It's got a little freezer compartment up here, but it's a great place to store your vegetables and any cold drinks. If you ever wondering, you see here, this is the boat's EPIRB. All right, so on the starboard side here, you see we have our lounge bed. And the other nice feature about it is it's, I call it the garage. So this opens up to everything you need for inside your garage. You can see we have snorkel gear. We have my beloved tool bag, extra tools, parts, fishing gear, everything you want. It's easy accessible. So one thing that Lagoon has done very well is the amount of storage on this boat. So as you can see, one last pan around, you could easily sit 8. We've had 10, 12 people in here on a sundowner little party, and everybody's comfortable and everybody's always impressed about how much space you have on this.
We also have the bench seats underneath the table inside that should you want to put the big table out here and have dinner, you can have 2 more people sitting out on the other side of the table.
And one little thing that I haven't mentioned is that you'll see in the description below is when we were in Grenada, we had all the cushions restitched. So if Carol brings in the camera, you could see where they double stitched everything. They did a beautiful job on it, and it gives it a beautiful accent and really kind of pops that stitching out. Kind of gives it a very rich look to it.
Yes, they washed all the covers, and they also fixed any little things that were wrong, like a missing snap or a zipper that wasn't quite working. So all the cushions have been fortified. And we love the color of the cushions as well. Obviously doesn't show any dirt. Spray 9 takes up whatever is spilt on them. They're excellent, and they're all in great shape.
So thank you for your time. I am definitely no expert at this, but I hope you got a good explanation and tour of the exterior of our Sweet Caroline 2 2017 450F.